And you're joining me on the CEO FaceTime segment once again, where we have a special segment I think that most men will be very keen to find out, especially if you shave a lot. With me today are two gentlemen who are the founders of Shaves2U in Aeberhard. We have Bernard Emby and Jonathan Aeberhard. Guys, thank you for being on our show today. Now, to get the ball rolling, obviously this is something which men has been using for the longest time, obviously, to have that clean-cut look. But before we delve into the business and how you have merged such a traditional product together with new age modern concepts, we of course would love to hear a bit about your personal background and how you ended up in Malaysia. Jonathan, can you start off first?
Sure. Yeah, well, good morning and thanks for having us on. So a little bit about myself.
Yes.
I worked in the marketing and advertising industry. So I joined Ogilvy and May, the very well-known global advertising network in London. And I moved out to Singapore and then latterly was promoted to managing director here in KL. So that was really my background. I come from that marketing world and I really focus on the promotion, branding, and marketing of Shaves2U.
Right, interesting. So from client servicing, agency side,
Yeah.
now we have jumped to the other side of the coin, eh?
Yeah, I jumped from a sort of big, company, a big network
That's
agency, into this entrepreneurial venture, which I have to say has been very exciting.
I would imagine. All right, we'll be back to you in a moment. Bernard, your story.
Oh, well, again, thank you for having us. I've been in Malaysia for about 15 years. My background was really in manufacturing and more in the electrical side of buildings and technology. Yeah, I've been doing that. I was doing that for about 15, 16 years, and then John and I met. We've been friends for quite some time. We were just talking about this topic, and it sort of led into, it was a pain point for both of us, and something that, so some people would say necessary evil, shaving, and it was something that we were talking about, and it just seemed like a good combination. John with his branding skills, me with my manufacturing, sourcing, logistics, fulfillment skills. It was a sort of a match made in heaven, I guess.
Hopefully.
I think it's an important point actually that we both brought very different things to the table.
Yeah, complementary skills.
Very complementary, like almost jigsaw puzzle pieces. And I think if you're starting a business, that's important. If you both obviously have the same skill sets, then you're kind of not conflicting, but when you bring together two different sides, you can really put together something that's very new and very fresh.
That's right. As we all know, the entrepreneurial business world is very intricate. You have to bring different skills and knowledge and experience to the table in order to be successful and of course sustainable in the long run as well. Now, you mentioned about that conversation the both of you had on this. When did that take place?
Oh, it was about 18 months ago.
Right.
We run a lot. We run in Bukit Kiara together, so it's one of those times of the day. It's that early morning where you get to reflect and sort of think about things, and
plan for the future.
And I think we'd just done a run, and we were talking about different business opportunities, and I'd read about a similar company in the US called the Dollar Shave Club that had been very, very successful, and I think the reason they'd been successful is, I mean, men all over the world have to shave.
Yep.
And you have a situation where there's one or two players that pretty much have a monopoly on the shaving market.
That's right.
And as you know, monopolies aren't good for consumers.
Yes.
When you have a monopoly position, you never really see prices coming down. They really only go up. And so we were talking about the Dollar Shave Club. They had a very interesting video, a viral video. It's a case study on YouTube. And John found it fascinating. I found it fascinating. We sort of thought, well, why is nobody doing that in Asia? It's exactly the same problem.
Right.
Why don't we give that a go? And so that was the seed of the eye of the business.
Yeah, I suppose it was the inspiration, really.
Yeah.
So Bern said to me, "Have you seen this viral by a company called the Dollar Shave Club?" And I said, "Yep, it's fantastic." And I think we both instinctively knew that this was a great business opportunity, and that we wanted to do it here.
Right. Okay, brilliant. Now, as we all know, coming up with concept ideas, it's one thing. Action and execution is a totally different thing altogether. So, of course, you coming from the agency side, more on the marketing, PR, and from you manufacturing. But for your side, you did not have any direct linkage towards these kinds of products, right? So you somewhat still have to start from scratch.
Sure. You know, but I think sourcing and procurement are common skills. It doesn't really matter what industry you're in.
Right.
You do your research. You talk to companies. I mean, part of you know, finding products is partly about actually finding the product, and I think a lot of the skill comes in terms of finding the right company that you can work with. You know, that they want to work with you, they want to access other markets and so on. And so we found a factory that was prepared to work with us, build the products that we wanted, was very supportive, and so that was, you know, it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. You know, it's a product, people, and then you know, there's a certain chemistry to making it all work.
That's
yeah.
right. Now, as always, when you're starting something new, the hardest part is getting it off the ground, because of course, no track record to deal with potential clients, you know, and of course, getting your name out there would be the most challenging bit. So, on your part, at the very beginning, how did you put this business plan together in terms of taking the business forward?
Well, I mean, the whole brand is centered on breaking this sort of monopoly that exists in the shaving market. So it's quite a rebellious brand in a way, right? It's giving people a new choice in a marketplace that's been the same for many, many years. So in terms of how do we get people to know about the brand and the business, actually we flowed from that idea that we always wanted this to be the alternative choice. So we're basically, what we say is we're an online shaving business. So people go, what do you mean online? What is online shaving? Sounds weird, right?
That's right.
But it actually kind of sums up what we offer: fantastic shaving products that we feel anyhow are class leading, as good as any shaving products that you can buy. But you can access all of our products online. We cut out all that middle tier of the retail stores and all the margins that are involved in that. And that really gave us the platform to start talking about the brand. So, you know, with the digital revolution that we're all part of at the moment, and of course everyone is experiencing, you know, it's incredible what you can do with social media, with promotion through those channels to get word out. So that's what we did, heavy focus on Facebook. We created some short films that we seeded out, and really we wanted to generate the word of mouth. We wanted to get people talking about our products and our offer, and let them do the selling for us. And that was really how we started to seed it and get the business up and running.
Now, taking just a step back, how did you come up with the name Shaves2U? Obviously, that is very, very important in terms of branding, positioning, and of course, name association as well out there in the market.
Yeah, I mean, there are a few other companies doing this, as we've mentioned. Dollar Shave Club, there's a company called Harry's in the US as well. And actually for the naming, I think we both felt it was important to have something that was relatively easy to understand. I mean, there's a lot of ethnic groups in Malaysia, so we wanted a name, we wanted this rebellious brand, but we also wanted a name that really summarized what we do. So Shaves2U is really what happens. You order online and you have courier delivery to you direct. So we like the simplicity of having that clear naming position.
I think there's also a couple of other pieces to it. I mean, it also, and I think all companies that are starting out when they're trying to do naming have this problem: is can you get the .com domain?
Exactly.
Can you trademark it? Is it meaningful in the market? So, I mean, we went through literally hundreds of names before we did it, and then we managed to secure the .com domain.
Very crucial,
if you do have aspirations to grow a business internationally or globally, which we do, it's very important to have that. And then we got the trademarking done. I think also in Malaysia there was a little bit of a play on, I mean, 2U is understood. There's Maybank 2U, for example.
Yes.
So that was well understood. So Maybank 2U is the internet arm for Maybank.
That's
so
right.
There's a little bit of established understanding, if you call it that. Yeah.
Right. Now, coming to the products itself, obviously you have the entire range here. Now, you mentioned that quality is comparable with the global brands out there. Now, for someone who is new, obviously who has not tried your products as well, how do they get that confidence that what you say is what it will deliver at the end of the day?
Well, I think there's two parts. As John said, we're very reliant on. I mean, because of the whole strategy that we have is we're going up against very established leaders who can outspend us marketing-wise every day of the week.
Yes.
You know, we can never ever go up against them. So what we rely on is a very strong value proposition, and we also rely on word of mouth. So people that try the product, they share that with their friends. They say, and we've had a lot of experience with that, where people have tried it, they've been a little bit skeptical, and they try it, and then they say, wow, this is absolutely a superb shave. It's the best shave. I mean, we've had people, as recently as 2 weeks ago, a guy came in and sent us an email, said this was the best shave he'd had in 28 years.
It's on our Facebook page.
I don't know what the relevance of 28 years is, but so that sort of
testimonials are so powerful, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Certainly in the e-commerce space as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I think when we're doing a little bit of promotional events on the ground as well in shopping malls, just to what we call handle seed. So the way our business operates is the more handles we get out there, obviously the better, because you have to have the handle in order to buy the cartridges and the blades. Right? So what we found is also these promotional events, in conjunction with the social media and all the great feedback and the word of mouth that we're having online, when people come to the event and they hold the handle on the product and they feel the weight of it, and they look at it, they don't even need to try it, you know, they don't need to have a basin and a sink to get, they just look at it and they go, and we talk through the product points, and they can see this is a high quality product. So they're willing to then trial, and once they've trialed, we find they come back. So very interestingly, we've seen as we've developed the business, our basket size increasing as people are coming back. They're ordering more from the range, so they're going into maybe the skincare products like the foams and the gels, and they're also going for our packages, where you get, obviously the more you buy, the bigger savings you get.
Of course, of course. Buying in bulk, of course, then they will enjoy greater economies of scale, I guess, in terms of pricing and value as well.
And just fulfillment as well, I mean, rather than doing orders in small amounts, you just order in one time and you...
Yeah, that's right. Because these products actually can last for quite a while, right? Yes. In terms, there's no, in terms, it doesn't expire so quickly as some like perishables and consumables, right?
Exactly. So everything that we did with the whole business, the whole ethos that Bern's been talking about, we've been very rigorous to ensure we follow through with that. So things that annoyed us as shavers from leading brands, using leading brands in the past. I'll give you a couple of things. Okay. Firstly, one problem that we always had, and you'll probably relate to this, is you would have a certain handle, but it wouldn't work with other blades in the range.
Definitely,
right?
yes.
So you go and you've bought the wrong blades, and then you've got the handle, and it doesn't match, right? So we have one handle, our H1 handle. We have two types of blade. We have a 3-blade and a 5-blade cartridge. You can use our handle with either. So everything we're trying to do with this business is to take the hassle, take the grief out of this morning ritual, which is for a lot of men is a real necessity, you know? Every day you have to go and you have to shave your face. We're trying to make it as pleasurable as possible, as easy as possible. So now you're not going to get any mix-up between which handle and which blades you use. Now you're going to get a much better price. Now you're also going to get it delivered to your home by courier, or it can be delivered, of course, to your office, or it can be delivered to your friend's house if you're staying with them, wherever you need it to be, right? So everything was designed to take out the aggravation of this shaving experience that we, as being quite sort of heavily bearded men, we found this aggravating on a daily basis, you know, with the primary thing being, of course, the sticker shock, the feeling that you would get when you go into a supermarket or a 7-Eleven, wherever, and you buy those blades. It's just so expensive.
Right. Well, that's true. I can speak for them from my own personal experience as well. Now, just looking at it from a macroeconomic perspective, you mentioned 18 months ago. That's when the idea, the concept came to mind. How long did it take you before you actually got your products out there?
I'd say the best part of a year. You know,
planning
from the time that we sort of decided, right, we're going to give this a go. Let's get on with it. It was really a year, you know, in terms of sourcing, getting sourcing agreements in place, getting companies set up, getting logistics all worked out, fulfillment worked out, fulfillment partners, the branding piece, the packaging piece. We designed all the packaging ourselves. So yeah, It's not a small undertaking.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So which means a year. So it's been in market, say about 6 months. Would that be fairly right?
Yeah.
Around that, yeah.
Around
Right.
that, yeah.
Right. So in the last 6 months, from day one and 6 months later, how has things been moving?
Initially a little slowly, but we're up at about 10,000 customers now. We've got about, I think, just shy of 20,000 followers on Facebook.
Right.
We're starting to get traction, but I think the thing with the strategy that we have to keep costs low, we rely on word of mouth. So people have to try it out. So often that means they have to finish the product that they're currently using.
Yes.
Then so from the time that people hear about it to the time that they purchase product and actually try it out can sometimes be a couple of months, which is what we found. Then they try it for a bit, then they tell their friends, and they go through the whole cycle as well. So it's really we're seeding the market now. We're getting the word out. It's a strategy ultimately that will pay dividends for us in terms of helping us to keep our costs low and being able to deliver product to the customer at a I should say deliver tremendous value to the customer. But it does take time.
That's right. So it's about planting the seed at the moment, and then for people to actually experience it themselves, and that's where you can see the word spreading amongst friends, family, relatives, and colleagues and so forth.
Yeah. I mean, we were very proud that in our first 6 months of operation, we've got so many people following and talking about us, and also that genuinely we have not had a complaint to date of someone. All the feedback we've had about the product has been incredibly positive, and we're operating at about 99.8% delivery fulfillment according to our criteria that are on our website. So we deliver to East and West Malaysia. You know, we're a proudly Malaysian company. We're founded 100% here in Malaysia.
Made in Malaysia?
Well, the products are not made in Malaysia, but we are a Malaysian company, right? Employing Malaysians. And we're looking now at other markets. We launched Singapore very recently, so it's been an excellent 6 months, and we're just really building that base platform from which now I think we're looking to accelerate on.
Right. Obviously, that you have a game plan. You have already mentioned a bit of it in terms of expansion to other regions as well, other countries. Singapore is of course the first. Looking at other countries in ASEAN, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean,
in the pipeline.
Yeah, absolutely. Southeast Asia is where we're based, so we're focused here initially. But the other big, the two other drivers are one, the larger e-commerce countries where consumers are used to buying online, more comfortable online. Pardon me. And also the countries where the shaving market itself is larger. So Australia is definitely one of those. Australia is probably one of the largest shaving markets in the region. More Caucasian guys.
That's right.
More part of the cultural norm that they need to shave every day.
Right. Now, in terms of the marketing aspects as well, of course, the digital platform is very powerful. Are there any other campaigns or innovative programs that you have in store?
There are, yeah. So we obviously launched with a series of viral films that everyone can check out on our YouTube page and also online on our Facebook page. So they were pretty successful, and we've got this sort of cheeky, irreverent monkey character that is picking up traction. But aside from that, and that's an ongoing push, we're doing quite a lot of PR, pushing out the story that we have. We're actually about to launch very soon a new kit, which is called the Awesome Dad Kit, or the ADK for short. Are you a father, Raj?
Not yet, unfortunately.
Not yet. Yeah, too young. Yeah, it looks it. But both Bern
He has a son.
yeah, exactly.
Well said.
Yeah. Well, there we go, exactly. So this is something maybe you want to consider. So the Awesome Dad Kits is in line with the whole brand ethos, the whole brand tone of voice. So there's not much out there at the moment in Malaysia that you can pre-order and have delivered, and you can take care of Father's Day. Dads kind of get a little bit left behind.
Yeah, compared to the mothers, yes.
Mother's Day, big deal, right?
Exactly.
But dads, less so. And it's also very hard to find stuff for dads. So
there's only so many ties you'd like.
Cufflinks.
Yeah. So we put together a collection selection of our best products that take you through from pre-shave, so the skin prep products, foam and gel, all the way through to the moisturizing cream that we've got, plus the handle and the cartridges, and it all comes delivered in one set at an awesome price. So that's one of the things that we're doing. We're also looking at future festives that are coming up and how we can create kits like this. Gifting's quite a big part of our business. We're actually finding there's a fair amount of mothers and girlfriends that are buying to gift to their other halves. So
makes sense as well. As, I mean, aside from Father's Day, it could be birthdays, Christmas. Even in some cases, even dog gifts as well for corporates alike, for the men, for example.
Yes, and we have been looking at corporates. We've done a few promotions within corporates as well. Special offers for them to give to their staff. So these are all areas that we're looking at.
Particularly those sort of businesses where grooming is very, very important, and they want their staff looking their best.
That's right. That's right. Fantastic, fantastic. Well, we're almost running out of time, but before we go, perhaps we could have a final word, since you brought up a very, very good point in terms of grooming and how shaving, and of course looking clean shaven, as I like to call it, is so important. Jonathan?
John,
sorry.
John?
Jonathan first.
Well, I think the final word is that we're here to offer choice. As Bernard said, choice is good for the marketplace. It grows businesses, it creates competition, it creates excellence, and that's what we're all about. So we've tried to create this choice in this traditional marketplace, a real new choice, a radical choice that offers fantastic benefit and value to the customer. So give us a try.
Right. And final word?
Yeah, I'd just like to echo that. I mean, I think at nearly 60% lower cost than some of the other products, you could try the product out. You're still going to be, you can try it. Most of our customers absolutely love I should say almost all of our customers love the product. We do the sampler packs, which are very low cost, low risk entry points. So you don't have to spend a fortune. I think the lowest cost is 38 ringgit with free delivery to get in. And I might also add that we have a special promotion, a special offer. There's a digital offer for your viewers. It's till the end of the month. It's 20% off. So if you go to our website, Shaves2U.com.
Okay, Shaves2U.com, very easy to remember.
And just enter the coupon CAPITAL.
Capital.
And it's 20% off all the products.
Fantastic. Bernard, Jonathan, thank you very much for your time today. There you have it. Shaves2U.com if you're interested to try it out and don't want to look like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Well, you know what you need to do. Just enter the promo code CAPITAL and you can enjoy an additional 20% discount off already very low prices in its own right. So fantastic. Almost free, right? Anyway, we're going to take another quick commercial break right now, but when we come back, we'll have more corporate news, business developments, as always, here on Capital Today. See you after the break.